I returned by a car driven by a friend who dropped me by about 200 meters away from my home. And they arrested me at the gate of my house, And then I was handcuffed them. And I was handcuffed and forced to open the gate of my house by the police arresting party, led by then ASP Burhan bin Daud. And then, first of all, he forced me to open my house, the door of my house. And of course, I asked him to the door, I mean, why are you handcuffing me? He said, well, I was arrested under the ISA. Then I said, why do you need to handcuff me? He said, oh, ISA. And then I asked him, what's the reason for my arrest? He said, ISA. He just mentioned, it's some kind of a robotic and mechanical answer that everything is ISA. Then he asked me that he want to conduct a search in my house. And I asked him, where's the warrant? In fact, I asked for the warrant of arrest under the ISA. He said, it's not necessary. And I asked him why. He said, well, ISA. And he said, I should know that. And he wanted to search my house. And I asked him, where's the warrant of search? He said, it's not necessary. And I asked him why. ISA. So I called my kid to my family inside the house, open the door, and then they opened the door. And the police went with their shoes inside and then straight away to the ground floor and to the first floor of my house. Then they went to my study room and they ransacked they checked all my documents, and then they carried me to enter my master bedroom where my wife and children were sleeping. And my wife was shocked and asked me what happened. I showed the handcuff. Now my wife asked me why. I said ISA. And they confiscated some documents. Then they recorded the document in their based on their search. And later they told me to leave the house after about 40 over minutes in the house. And from there on, they asked me, where's my car? And then Burhan forced me to show me my car. And I said I was driven by a friend, and I was dropped about 200 meters away. And I showed him exactly the spot where I was dropped by my friend, and my friend has just left the scene. And he became so angry and feel irritated by my response, and he slapped me then, and I felt the pain until now. I tell you, it was dizzying sound. Yeah, I'm still feeling it now. Yeah. Until today, I think I got more than 40 to 50% loss of hearing on my left. Yes. Now, when this was brought up in the court, he denied it. Now, then after that, he forced me into the car. One of the car. It's not a police car. It's just an unmarked car. Then I was told to wear certain spectacles with blood, with blood vision. But then I realized that, the bingkai here is already broken. And I told them, well, it's broken. No, they said, oh, you have to open up the spec. And one of the officers opened up his black t-shirt and wrapped my whole head. Now you can imagine, he had been wearing that t-shirt from early morning. And I was arrested at midnight. You know how smelly and the worst thing is the smell of a special branch officer t-shirt. So it was so smelly, and then they forced me down inside the car and knelt down and not to look anywhere because they did not want me to know where I would be taken. Then, okay, they drove, and then about some minutes later, the car stopped at a location, I don't know where. Then they brought me outside and then carried me to a certain staircase and reached about a floor of the building, which later turned out to be the IPK of Kuala Lumpur. Then they brought me to a room And I was told to sign a certain paper which stated that I was arrested under the ISA. A form prepared by Burhan. So Burhan was the arresting officer. Then after that, they told me to undress, to take out my shirt and my trousers. Then I thought, well, it's okay because I knew about that ISA detainees will be given a special detention uniform, blue in color. So I thought that I would be given a new uniform because he told me that I was going to be arrested under the ISA. Now, when I undressed myself completely, then suddenly an officer handcuffed me from the back. Handcuffed me very tightly from the back. And they were within about, I think, 6 to 8 officers in front of me in a small room on the first floor. I was handcuffed. Then they blindfold me. They blindfold me with 2 black cloths, and I was completely disoriented. I don't know who they are from there on. So I guess they were all the arresting officers led by Burhan. Then Burhan just kicked me. Then he punched me because I can hear his voice right in front of me because he's the arresting party. I can recall his voice. Then one officer will be taking a hard object, will be hitting me on the right leg. Another officer will be hitting me on the left leg. And then there was punching on my face. Then I was given a flying kick, a side kick, and I was just, being turning back. And they forced me to stand up. Then they took the beating without question. Then I felt unconscious for the first time, and they poured water and forced me to stand up again, and then I felt unconscious 5 times. And I counted how I was hit by just, putting a small finger here to count here. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and altogether 63 hits. After that, I completely could not withstand, and I just passed out 63 times. Now, that was what I could recall consciously. Now, in one of those moments, there was I was hit by a very powerful punch, and suddenly the black claw that blindfolded me just dropped down, and right in front of me is Rahimno, and because it had fallen, and I was shocked. Then he just got shocked because I could recognize him, and he just ran away behind the door, and the other officers all fled the scene because they did not want to be recognized.